The next presenter is a 1997 graduate of Bentley University who's in the middle of her 8th season as head coach of our field hockey team. She is a former 2-time All-America and was the first Northeast 10 Player of the Year in field hockey. Please welcome head field hockey coach Jessica Spencer.
Thank you, Jake. Congratulations to everybody tonight. It's a lot of fun to be surrounded by all this greatness. I know a lot of you, and I remember a lot of you. I was a student athlete here, and now I get to coach here, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm here to present Jen. I'm going to call her Jen Bunce, because that's how I remember Jen. It's almost like something that happened to you, because she was a forward, and she scored a lot of goals. So it's almost like you just got bunced. I feel like that's how a lot of people felt. When I was a senior, Jen came in as a freshman, and we quickly figured out that the best way to win games was to give the ball to Jen. So we have a lot of set plays in the game of field hockey, and we quickly learned, Kelly was her coach, that we had to get the ball to Jen. And she scored a ton of goals. If you read in the program, you can learn more about her accomplishments. I did want to ask Kelly, who was her head coach at the time, what it was like to coach Jen, and I just want to read a few comments. Jen was an amazing field hockey player. This is Kelly. She broke every record imaginable on the field at the time. She had amazing stick skills and an incredible will to win. She amazed me at every practice and even during the games. When we needed a goal, Jen got us two, and I remember that. She was extremely self-motivated, but more important than that, she motivated all of us to get better. She wouldn't leave the field. Kelly's like, I'm going home. And we would stay there with Jen, and we'd work on corners, and we would get better. Jen was feared by her opponents, but also respected by them because she was a class act. She dominated Division II with grace. The opposing coaches feared Jen, but they also respected her as an athlete, but more importantly, as a person. She had sportsmanship. She just went out and played the game the right way. And she was so much fun to play with. She also liked to have fun off the field, and one of her teammates, Carolyn Cahill, who's here, will remember several road trips that we had together. One night in particular, I remember one of our freshmen was particularly small, and Carolyn's our goalie, so we figured out she would fit into the goalie bag. So, we're in Pennsylvania, there's not a lot to do in the hotel, so we stuffed her into the goalie bag, rolled it up to the hotel door, knocked on it. They ran away, and Kelly was like, what just happened? So there's this goalie bag out there. She opens it up, and there's one of her freshman players who was probably scared to death because Kelly's like, what are you doing out here? So that was kind of the spirit Jen brought to the game, and if you've met her parents, you know how she got that way. They like to have fun, and they were just as much fun to have around as Jen was. So Jen, I want to thank you for inspiring me to become a better player, and I know you've inspired all your teammates and the future athletes here at Bentley. And I'd like to bring you up now to accept your Hall of Fame honor.
Thanks, Jess. I didn't really know what I was going to say or where I was going to start with this speech because there was, like Jess said, so many memories that it was too long of a speech to put into words if I took all those things that we did and put them together. But one thing I was grateful for is I kept everything. When I got the card in the mail or when I got the call from Jess that this was happening, I went downstairs and I pulled out my scrapbooks and I had kept every picture, every ticket. We were a little superstitious, so I had kept everything you can imagine. And there was two things that I noticed. Was one, how much I missed Bentley and everything that we had done. And secondly, how crazy we were. We came in as freshmen, and I know Kelly didn't know what she'd gone into when two blonde girls from the Cape and Carolyn from Milton had come in. It was a lot of fun. My time here was amazing, and I'll never forget it. I hope that my kids can even have as close to the experience that I had here. When I was being recruited by Kelly, I had no idea where I wanted to go, Division I, II, or III. I looked at so many schools, and I just knew two things. I wanted field hockey, and I wanted business. And fortunately, I got the best combination of both when I came and met Kelly. And meeting Kelly and the team, and coming up and spending the weekend with a couple of the players here really solidified it for me, and never looked back. It was funny, when I was going through my scrapbooks, I pulled out some articles, and one thing that was so funny that Kelly had pulled out, that had sent me, was an article that was of Colleen Judge, who was inducted here in '95, and she had written on the top of it, "One day this could be you," and it was her being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I kept it, and I found it a couple weeks ago when I went through my scrapbooks, and I just thought it was so funny that back in '95 or '96, whenever it was, Kelly had sent that. Kelly was coming here, and playing for Kelly was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. She was an unbelievable coach, mentor, and friend. I thank her so much for everything that she gave, because having two small sons now, I know how much she sacrificed to be with us and to travel with us to the cow pastures in the middle of Pennsylvania and Virginia and everywhere else we went. And she was just an amazing coach, and I thank her so much for everything that she gave for us. And what would Bentley field hockey be without Ben, our assistant coach? He put his heart and soul into Bentley field hockey. He was one of the nicest, most sincere people I've ever met. He was a great listener, or else we turned him into one. He got abused, beat up, hit by a lot of balls over and over, and a lot of ice packs, and we called him multiple names, and I'm glad you can have kids. I was a little nervous about that. I hit him one too many times. But we had a good time. To Carolyn and Lauren and everyone else on the team, we were unbelievably superstitious and a real pain in the you-know-what, but we sure did have a lot of laughs and create a lot of great memories. Thanks, Carolyn, for kicking my butt and staying after me with practice, and for everybody else that did as well. And we all made each other better players and made the team what it was. Thank you to everyone on the team. We certainly had a great run. It was heartbreaking to lose in '99 in the national championship. But one of the greatest joys I ever had was watching my sister and Ben and Kelly win in 2001. And that was awesome. Thank you to my sister, who came and also came to Bentley to play with me. I'm grateful that we got to share in so many of the memories together. Hopefully you think as fondly of your memories as I do. I certainly know it made our parents travel much easier to games, knowing that two of us played here together. I don't know what would have happened. If we had chose different schools, or at least competing schools, my father would have been a mess, complete mess. Thanks to my parents for your support, and all the parents that came to the games, the Cahills. They followed us everywhere and went to the ends of the earth to every game that we played. They kind of created their own team, and I know they miss this as much as we do. Thank God YouTube wasn't around when we played, because, the videos that would have been taken of them, not even of us, but of them, it would have been pretty bad. Thanks to my husband. I know you're wondering why. He played lacrosse here, but he shoveled the fields for us to play in the spring. Coach Stevens, congratulations on your national championship. I was lucky enough to be a manager on the basketball team in the downtime, and Coach Stevens was also one of the best, and I congratulate her and the team on their win. My condolences to Coach Hoffman's family. She was amazing. We all loved her. She was an amazing coach, and everybody will remember her fondly. Thank you, Bentley. It's an honor to be part of this induction class and to receive this award, and congrats to all the other inductees. Thank you.